Stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, stacking my coin, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, cash. Since I was born, been stacking my coin. These niggas pop, my money keep growing. Your girl is a dot, she all on my groin. She blowing my horn, we fucking porn. These rappers is whack, they lyrics is corn. I'm getting this money, they never get born. I'm loading my strap, they calling law. Fuck around and you clap for running your jaw. If it ain't about the dollars and it don't make sense. Got me sipping brown water, but it ain't from Flint. Trying to chase all this bread, though the shit won't last. About to shut the city down like a crypto crash.
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks! We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live Signals Bloodalytics trading session. Hope everyone's doing well out there. And you guys didn't tell me that the last two streams I had, I was streaming from my earpiece microphone, and I was sounding like I was out in Cass Corridor or something, recording from Cass Corridor. I've since fixed it, I think. So let me know if you can hear me loud and clearly from my regular mic, the intended mic. What's going on, everybody? Show me some love in the chat room. We're getting started here in a second. We're going to be talking about what happened to Celsius's CEO, Alex Mashinsky. I remember every time I hear his name, I think about Miami. Me and Rice were hanging with him at his party in Wynwood. And man, I just for whatever reason, I just go back to that. But Alex Mashinsky has been sentenced. We'll go over the details on today's episode. We'll also go over what Missouri has done. Misery loves crypto. That should be a t-shirt. Misery loves crypto. Well, Missouri loves crypto. I'm going to tell you why in today's episode as well. Great news. That's bullish news. We talked about in yesterday's episode that I was skeptical about when we would see 100,000. Would we see it? No one even answered. Would we see it before the week was ending? And lo and behold, we did. And we sure did. Let's take a look at the charts really quickly. Hit that like button. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter or X. And also make sure you thumbs up this one right now if you're watching on YouTube. That greatly helps the algorithm. Let me show you guys this. Why are they doing them like this? Why are they showing Alex crying like this, man? Oh my God. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's take a look at, firstly, you following me over on X. Go ahead and do that right now. Bitcoin has just officially become the 5th largest asset in the world by market cap, surpassing Amazon. Would not compare Amazon and Bitcoin to each other. That's just ridiculous. You see, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about that I'm getting sick of. And why are you comparing? Do we compare gold to Amazon? Do we compare silver to Google? Two totally different asset classes. I would not be comparing either of those to one another at all. But these are the headlines that, you know, sensationalize everything. And really, we're getting far away from the original intent for Bitcoin. But, you know, hey, things change. Nothing stays the same forever. And, you know, some people that are OGs in the game, we got to just come to that realization. But at any rate, follow me on X right now. CryptoBlood_ is the handle. I'm streaming live right now. Okay, there are some fakes out there. I saw someone tweet me. I didn't know they were doing fakes over on on X now. Good God. So yeah, follow me over there. We're gonna look at the charts right now. I'll give you my 2 Satoshis on which direction we're gonna go. To me, I've told you this. I'll repeat it. I think this is a huge setup for a pullback because this weekend is the event that, and the reason why the markets are going this crazy. This weekend is that event. So it's buy the rumor, sell the news. We have Scott Bessent and other members of Trump's cabinet meeting with China, and the meeting is for a meeting. They're meeting to figure out a real meeting, and the markets are going crazy. The markets are going crazy. So I think by Sunday we'll see a pullback. I do think by Sunday we'll see a pullback because of that buy the rumor, sell the news psychology in the markets. Let's take a look at these charts though. Bloodalytics going crazy. Round of applause to everybody who signed up and trading on Bloodalytics signals. What do I want to do first? I actually want to show you guys the scalp, where we are scalping wise. It seems that at 9 o'clock is, kind of a transition period because the real moves typically happen a little bit before or after when the market's open. So on the Bitcoin side, on the scalp, we are just still long from yesterday's trade, or Wednesday's trade, actually. Wednesday's trade still would be long if you were scalping, hypothetically. I mean, I close out my scalps at the end of the session. So, and I would not re-enter this trade either. Just let it go. Typically, we don't see this type of move anyway. So this is kind of a one-off. Typically you see a bunch of back and forth, and the scalping really comes into play there. Now for Ethereum, same thing. But Ethereum, man, we talked about it yesterday in the tweet I showed. Ethereum has really gained a lot of momentum because it was lagging. Remember the tweet I put out yesterday talking about $100,000 Bitcoin and where Ethereum was at each of those $100,000 Bitcoin levels? Well, it's trying to make up for that gap, huge move, 20% move, I believe, in the last 2 days with Ethereum. That's insane. Round of applause to Ethereum. Round of applause to Ethereum. Let me see here. Let me just bring out the let me bring out. It looks like my chat is not working properly. I don't know if you guys realize that you can't send a chat on YouTube, at least. It seems like. Yeah, that's weird. So I was wondering why I wasn't getting any chat activity. So yeah, not sure why my chat thing isn't working, but I want to show you this really quickly. Let's bring it out to the 13-minute. And I guess I could have done this on the other chart. I will do that. Let's go over to the swing trading chart, and I'll see how many percentage points we've seen with Ethereum in just the last 2 days. Look at this. This is crazy. And we were already, from the swing trade from April 22nd, already in a nice long, and then boom, shakalaka, we take off again here. And this move from just Wednesday until Friday, we had a move of over 35%. Round of applause. That is insane. Now, we're currently about 27% in the green from the last 2 days. That's phenomenal. That's that Wall Street money right there, ladies and gents. Nothing else other than the Wall Street money. And I told you guys, Ethereum is not going away. I think it will lag in the next bull run. It will lag. but it's not going away because Wall Street has financialized Ethereum, Bitcoin, and it will survive off volume alone. Off sheer volume alone, it will survive. So let's take a look at so that's Ethereum, but of course, I told you guys yesterday, I've been out of this Ethereum trade because all these take profits, you only can divide so many times before you got crumbs. I just closed it out. I think it was like Monday, Tuesday. I just closed out the crumbs, the dust I had in that trade from all those take profits. But if we take a look at Bloodalytics on Bitcoin, we step back to the Bitcoin chart, you'll see we went long even before Scott Bessent made the announcement, which was on Tuesday at 5 p.m. after market closed. We got into a long, and we've been riding this long ever since. Ever since. Let me get this QR code out the way. Yes, that QR code you can sign up for Bloodalytics reverse, or I'll put it up again in a minute. So look, Tuesday 1:45 we went long, and at this point we're about bring out the ruler again. Rick the ruler, boom, 8% long in this trade. 10% was the peak. That's a huge move when leverage trading. You're talking about thousands of percent. 1,000% return on your margin. So whatever your margin is on that long, I mean, we've taken profits, but still talking about 1,000% returns on that margin for that trade at 10%. So good gains locked in, and we're always taking profits. Haven't been taking profits on Binance. Might need to modify this. And I'm going to show you today really quickly because I have not, for those who are scalping or just have this signal period, because you can use this signal on any pair. I'm going to show you some of the what some of these variables, these parameters mean, and which ones you really need to tweak for, if you want to modify it, you add it to any other chart. So I think I need to definitely modify the sensitivity for take profits on this Binance, because we should be taking more profit. I'm a firm believer in taking a lot of profits as we move into it. Fade the rally. You sell into the rally, you buy into the dip. It sounds counterintuitive because it is. Let me show you really quickly what I'm talking about here. So if you have the Bloodalytics signal strategy on TradingView, you've signed up for it. Here are a few things you want to keep in mind. So the shift is basically just shifting one bar over to execute the trade. So if the trade was actually supposed to set up on bar 1, you can shift it over to actually make the trade on bar 2. It can make a difference. And again, I'm just giving you as many. I use typically just one. I don't go too far further. I don't go any further than 2-bar shift. But 1 bar is mandatory, because at 0, then you start getting some it's not repainting, but you can get some false signals. So always shift it 1 just to make sure the bar is basically on bar close. It will make that trade. All right, so that's the shift. Now, to add to the sensitivity or decrease the sensitivity on your take profits, you can use this one right here, TP sensitivity. So the higher you go, the less sensitive it is. The lower you go, the more sensitive. So we're at 35 right now on the sensitivity level for take profits. So I can go down to 32 or 30. You'll see more pop up. I can go down to 25. should see, didn't see any on 25, but 20 you see more. 15, nothing on 15 on this trade, at least. Might be on other previous trades. 10, 5. Okay, nothing on 5. But that just helps you understand the sensitivity for taking profits. Tomorrow I will show you how to sync alerts. If you need to sync the alert, if you have higher than a basic level trading view account, you do get X amount of alerts. So I'll do that not on tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. I'll do that on Monday. Show you guys how to set up alerts. All right. So the other thing I want to show you is just you can change the stop loss region, of course, right here. But the factor is the main, and I'm going to relabel this because it's really I call it the blood signal or bloodline. So the blood signal, this is really what determines, you use this first to really tweak the algo to fit it, not fit it. Fitting is a bad term in algo trading, quantitative trading. So we're not fitting. You don't want to fit, but just adjusting it and getting it fine-tuned for the pair that you're using. You want to use factor first, and then you can use some of these other ones like length, PD. You can use PD as well, but factor is the main one, and then PD would be maybe your second level of parameters to actually modify. Okay, the slow length, this kind of dictates how quickly the bloodline turns green or red, the sensitivity to the green red characteristics of my algo. So this is what, and I'm going to relabel this so you guys know kind of what this is, but this is what that is. So if I start bringing this down, it will become more sensitive. Let me see. Let me bring it down. Some more. Let's see. Let's see here. As you see, you're starting to see it if it toggle back and forth in some of these regions. Now you may have to play with you will have to play with some of these other variables like the PD to get it to be more sensitive on the slow length, but that's essentially, you want to play around with those, okay? And you can fine tune the algo to whatever pairs you want to add this to. But yeah, overall, markets are very bullish. I believe we'll see if we take our all-time high. We're what, 6% away from Trump's top, which was the inauguration. We really need to watch. This is what we need to watch. This red line heading higher. That's the line we actually need to watch, and where we might get some resistance. And the markets like to really get you out there on the ledge. So get you all excited about getting near all-time highs. Today is Friday. I don't know if they're meeting today or tomorrow or Sunday, meaning Trump's cabinet with China. But after that meeting is done and we get whatever we get out of it, I think you're going to get a sell-off before a move up. So I'm shocked. I am shocked that we blew through and crossed over 100,000 and basically went over 4% past for 100,000. We're at 202 right now. So 2% past $100,000 Bitcoin. Just be careful. Take profits. If you've made money in this strong move up, which was an event-driven move up, you need to take profits. You need, because once the event actually manifests, this was the event. Scott Bessent, we were actually heading lower. Scott Bessent came out here, and that initiated this rally. So again, this is all off of or because of Scott Bessent. So once the actual event passes, you're going to get a sell-off. Take profits before you even get to the event. That's all I'm saying. It's simple. It's simple. Let's quickly take a look at, before we wrap up for tonight, Celsius CEO Alex Mashinsky sentenced to 12 years in multi-billion-dollar crypto fraud case. I'm glad he got some time. So Mashinsky sentencing follows a $4.7 billion FTC settlement with Celsius Network. He joins a line of other former crypto execs who have been convicted of fraud. Of course, we know about Quan. I call him Quando Rondo. We got Sam Bankman-Fried, even CZ from Binance. They did him wrong. That was wrongfully done. And if Trump was in office, he would not have been put in jail. CZ would not have been put in jail if Trump was in office. I'm just telling you. It just would not happen. You say you hear something beeping off near? I don't know what's beeping. I'm trying to look. I haven't streamed in so long, bro. It's you lose your mind. You forget how to stream. Let's see if I can fix that real quick, Mo. I mean, we've been streaming now. I see the levels. Yeah, I see that happening. That's crazy. What the hell is that? Where is that coming from? Very strange. Let me go over to my voice mod really quickly and see what's going on. Okay, there we go. Testing. We should be good now. Thank you for that, off near. It's been a long time since I've seen you, bro. Good to see you. Thanks for that heads up, man. I would have never known. And it's damn near 20 minutes into the stream, so you have to bear with us on that. Let me know off near if it's now looking good. I can't even pull up my chat from YouTube for some reason. It's weird, strange. I don't know what's bugging out. Let's see here. All right. So we should be good now. Round of applause. Thank you, off near. Let's get back over here to the charts. Where's my stream? All right, so here we go. Party with the Panther says we're all good. All right, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Good to see you, bro. Offner's been a member for 13 months, man. And he's been doing this thing up in Canada. You know, he's been working. So great to see him supporting the channel still. I'm back full steam ahead. I'm gonna be talking to Rice later today. But look, so close my longs way too early. No, okay, maybe, but probably not, bro. That's hindsight. That's hindsight. That's hindsight. What you want to do is, so how I set up my algos, I scale out of the position. I'll give you that. I'll give you some insight onto how what type of logic I built into the algo. So I scale out of my positions. What I mean by that is, if I go back over here to the swing trading, because that's more applicable. So this is what I do, bro. Maybe you take up this strategy. So first, take profit. I have a hard take profit at whatever amount. So at whatever amount you pick that, you determine that amount percentage wise in profit, you take profits, right? All of the other, these TP longs and TP shorts, take profit longs, take profit short, those are all static or dynamic. The only static take profit level is the L chicken and S chicken. Those are just, we get to this level, we're taking profit. So at L chicken, I'm taking 50% of my profits. I'm taking 50% of, I'm just, you know, cutting it in half. And then all the rest of them are like 30% profits, but they're dynamic. They're not fixed. As you can see, they're all at different levels. I got some other proprietary stuff I'm doing in here to come up with reasons to take more profits. All right. So have a set take profit amount, take that amount. And then if you have any other strategies in determining when to take profits thereafter, then do that. But that's just how I do it, man. That's just how I do it. Yeah, understood, bro. This is a move that we typically don't get either, right? This was an accelerated move, so you usually in normal circumstances you would have taken profits and it would have rolled over and went the other direction and chopped back and forth. So it's all good. Don't beat yourself up on that one. But back to 𝗙𝗘𝗫𝗪, Alex, the former CEO. I want to know how old is Alex, because that's going to determine the blow. It doesn't say how old. Doesn't say how old he is. Oh, remember old 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫? Wow. Oh, and 3AC. Man, those were crazy times. So let's take a look at quickly. How old is Alex? Let's see how old Alex Mashinsky is. He's 59. Ooh. Yikes. So 59, bro. So he would be getting out at what, 71? Wow. Oh, he's Ukrainian. Makes a bit more sense. Round of applause. Look, no shade to the Ukrainians. Anybody that's Ukrainian out there, y'all some known criminals, man. Just like Nigerians seem to have a bad rap, the Ukrainians know better. Know better. So he's gonna. That's a tough pill to swallow right there. 12 years. He's got to do, I think, 80% of the time. That's a Fed charge. So it's unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is, man. He definitely was scamming people. And I got a video. You know, Peter Schiff always likes to come out and say, "I told you, I knew it, and I did." All you know how Peter does. This is what Peter put out a tweet on yesterday. He says here, Celsius founder Alex Mashinsky was just sentenced to 12 years in prison. I knew this guy was a fraud the moment I met him during a 𝗘𝗘𝗘𝗫 debate. His fraud was so obvious that I compared him to Bernie Madoff. Bernie Madoff. The government didn't act until after the Ponzi scheme. Of course, the government never reacts during or prior to the Ponzi scheme. It's always after. Therefore, there's really no need for the SEC. There's no need for the SEC because they're not doing their job. They never do their job. They always come in after the fact. Actually, in many cases, cause more harm than good. They cause the investors to get wrecked more than just letting the damn Ponzi scheme play out. Oh, man. Let's go ahead and play this clip. Let's see what Peter Schiff is talking about.
Forbes that listed the 10 richest people in the world and how none of them paid any taxes. And when they dug through their taxes, they realized all of them borrowed against their stock. All of them. Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett and Steve Jobs. And not Steve
What's
Jobs.
your point?
No, sorry
But
about
at least, look, at least stocks are real assets. Many of them pay dividends that you can use to make your margin payment.
Bitcoin pays dividends, Peter.
No,
Bitcoin pays
doesn't.
dividends. Price Celsius.
How does Bitcoin pay a dividend?
6.2% dividend. Because we earn yield.
How do you earn yield on Bitcoin? What do you do to generate income on that Bitcoin?
I'm happy to spend an hour with you.
Yeah, you're trading it. You got to be taking tremendous amount of risk. The Bitcoin itself doesn't generate any yield.
It does, just like any other asset can generate yield. Gold.
No, but what earnings does the Bitcoin generate?
Gold generates 5.5% at Celsius yield.
No,
tokenized
what
gold.
What are you doing to generate that? You must be taking tremendous risk to generate those returns. Of course you are.
Very true.
Okay.
You're not. Of course you must be.
Look, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just explaining that this is.
Interest rates are at practically zero. How can you get 5% interest on gold?
It's an amazing opportunity for people to unbank themselves, right? Take advantage of this market.
You know who also had an amazing opportunity? Bernie Madoff had an amazing opportunity too.
Hey, like him or hate him, Peter Schiff, boy, he's persistent, and you know he's the type he's wrong so much. But he's throwing shit out there so much, at some point he's going to be right. That's where Peter, and when he's right, boy, you're going to know he's right. You're going to know he's right. What crypto scams will pop up this go round? Like Wonderland and stuff like that. All right. Good point. And you're going to get a lot of them because Trump is going to be very lax for the next 4 years with crypto and, like, a lot of regulation. I'm cool with the Wild West per se, more so that than more regulation. I'm more cool with going that route because people need to learn, man. And I think those of us who have been in many cycles have learned. We know what to do, what not to do, more so now. And we have to take the guardrails off of adults. If you're an adult and you're able to invest, then that's up to you to do your due diligence and find out what the hell is legit and what's not. We got to stop protecting people like they're kids, man. So I think less regulation, more fraud activities will just weed out the weak and the strong will survive. It's just that simple, in my opinion. Most of us watching right now know when a scam is a scam, know when a rug pull is a rug pull. So let the markets give us some reward for skin in the game. I'm reading that book right now, actually, Skin in the Game by 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫. What's his name? What is my guy who did Anti-Fragile? Skin in the Game. Khalid, or what the fuck is his name? 𝗪𝗘𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪
Skin in the game.
Let me see if I can get you guys a link for that really quickly. So Skin in the Game. It's a pretty good book. It's I will have to say it is it's a little advanced if you're not into like finance and stuff like that. It can come off a little advanced, but it's a good book. It's a good book. It's a good book. Check it out. But you got, the market we should be allowed to be rewarded for having skin in the game and some experience from making mistakes. Often it says, yeah, me too. Over-regulating only leads to selected scams being allowed to operate anyway. Exactly. You never get rid of them. And honestly, the regulation never ends up catching it beforehand. They always catch it after the fact. So the regulation defeats the purpose. Yeah, something new and shiny will pop up. Maybe in the gaming world, maybe we'll have some type of Amway-esque multi-level marketing gaming scheme or something. I don't know, man. Humans are humans, man. Scammers are going to be scamming. That's what they do. We should not punish everyone else for what a scammer does. We just simply shouldn't. At any rate, he's gone. Peter Schiff called it out. And it's just funny, man. It's hilarious. That is hilarious. So the second part, or the second article I wanted to just touch on real quick tonight or today is your boy, actually is not, this is actually from the state of Missouri. Round of applause to everyone in Missouri. The state of Missouri is set to become the first U.S. state to exempt capital gain taxes on stocks and crypto and real estate. Oh my God. That state's not going to be such a misery location in a minute. Cointelegraph said, packing my bags right now. Yeah, this is crazy. This is insane, bro. No taxes on capital gains for stocks, crypto, and real estate. Boy, you're going to start seeing more states make this move. You're going to see more states try to go the route of no property taxes. We already see Florida trying to do that on property taxes. Property taxes is the real scam. They really need to get rid of property taxes across all states. But that's a state-by-state situation. But this is great news. You're going to see a lot of people incorporate in Missouri, right? Have their homestead, quote unquote, in Missouri. You're going to start seeing that. And hey, good for them. Allow the markets to be the markets, and those states will be rewarded. Those states will be rewarded. So often it says, don't chase the shiny stuff. Stick with those having a future contract on them and their ecosystem. Look at what the reserves are doing. Party with the Panther says, that's amazing. It sure is, man. Anyone from Missouri? Misery loves crypto. No, that's all I'm saying. Misery loves crypto. This guy says, many states have no capital gains tax. Alaska, Florida, Nevada, South Dakota. I didn't know this. Tennessee, Texas, Wyoming, New Hampshire. So see, Wyoming, that's where I incorporated my startups. Wyoming, a lot of people do that. That's cool. I didn't know about no capital gains taxes for Florida or Alaska, Nevada. I didn't know Florida either. I just knew you didn't have income. You didn't have state tax. I didn't realize you didn't have no capital gains. I guess that's the same thing, right? Or close to it. It would fall under that. Perfectly a state where no one who trades crypto lives, right? This guy says Missouri is not the first state. There are 9 states with zero income tax, which means they already exempt all capital gains tax. This is what I was wondering. Missouri is just complicating the tax code when it could just simply be 0. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. All right, so a little bit more context. That was a little spin on that one. A little spin on that. So yeah, that's a nothing burger. Pretty much. Yeah, that's a nothing burger. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. Again, rally extended another day. And you know, Off-Near, he's really intelligent and analytical. Off-Near, let us know how you feel about this weekend. This entire move was predicated on Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, meeting with China to have a meeting or for another meeting. Let me know in the chat room, guys, if you think this is going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news type of event. They're meeting this weekend, not sure what day, but it will be interesting to see what happens here. Let's do a quick refresh on and see what the stocks are talking about. Stocks rise after Trump hints that many trade deals are close. We don't care about many. We care about the ultimate, the main one. The main one. China. We need to know what's going on with China. I'm hearing people are starting to feel the ramifications of these 145% tariffs. Again, I don't listen. You got to do what you got to do to squeeze these guys. They're our enemies. I'm just going to be straight up. And you know, Trump is the only president that just calls a spade a spade. We know that China is our enemy. We've known that for years. Stop dancing around. Draw a line in the sand, you know, and squeeze them. And that's what he's doing. And there are going to be some casualties. There will be some casualties from this. But, hey, that will force those companies that are getting a lot of their supplies, materials, and such from China to pivot to other countries. And once you make that pivot, once you move to another country, you're not going to move back once there is a deal struck. So it's really the U.S. is really in a good position because it's going to force a lot of companies to pivot to other countries to get their things manufactured. Hopefully some of that back home to the United States. But if not, you know, our labor is not the cheapest. So other places will benefit. And once that infrastructure is set up, they're not going to go back to China. So China virus, now they might start or make a bad cyber war. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. We got Wu in the house. Yeah, guys. So that's it for today. Shout out to, we didn't do any trades because, again, I can't trade really anything new. I'm not going to force a trade. Shout out to Wix or WEX, however you want to say it. I say WEX. Link is in the description with them. Definitely trading with them. You guys know I'm trading with Blowfin. That's where the algo is running. So Blowfin, shout out to them. I think a link is in the description with them. And I also got BYDFi. We're going to be syncing the algo up on their platform. So I'll have that locked and loaded. You'll have two options to trade the algo, the swing trading algo, that is. The scalping you can trade it on any platform you want. But yeah, shout out to WEX, link in the description. Bloodalytics, link in the description. I'm out of here, people. Holla.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Okay.